Should you see Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind? A high-flying princess is tested when the forces of nature and man collide with her country as ground zero for the confrontation. Nausicaa is an animated film released in 1984, directed by the visionary Hayao Miyazaki through his famous Studio Ghibli. Due to technology and budget restrictions inherent to the 80s when it came to animated features, Nausicaa's design doesn't have as much detail or fluidity that one might expect of modern animation. Going into the film with this context applied may enhance the viewing experience. The story is both complex and delicate. The world is recovering from an apocalypse, nature has become poisonous to man, and the small pockets of remaining humanity must approach it with caution. The aesthetic of the world, the creatures in it, and their own mythologies and histories are all fully developed and incredibly interesting. We follow the princess of the realm, Nausicaa, as she is faced with truly dire circumstances. Her character develops, grows, and changes over the course of the narrative. Pacing, as is the case with most Miyazaki films, is slow and lyrical. It unfolds like a bedtime story told before a fire. Some viewers may have little patience for this, but it will assuredly resonate with its target audience. The biggest sticking point in the narrative for some may involve a twist in the third act. However, it does mesh with the world built, and that world's mythos. The acting is solid, and the English dub in the Disney release is particularly good as far as dubs go. Despite limitations, the visuals are gorgeous, and the amount of visual detail Miyazaki's team was able to pack into every frame is admirable. The backgrounds in particular are often lovely. The aesthetic mixes sleek 50s sci-fi designs, pastoral nature, and Lovecraftian horrors, resulting in an aesthetic that appears both immediately familiar and simultaneously otherworldly. Though this film will certainly appeal to older children, the subtext of the story is aimed squarely at adults. Younger children may not appreciate the violence and occasional frightening imagery that unfolds. As is the case with nearly every other Studio Ghibli film, the soundtrack is heartbreakingly beautiful. A sonic carpet ride of stunning melancholy that occasionally lilts into a sleepy nursery rhyme of song. The film's theme will be embedded in your mind for days after viewing. If you end up enjoying the film and want more of the characters in the world, the manga, also written and drawn by the film's director, is a great place to turn, expanding the events of the film far past its ending while adding even more depth and complexity to the characters. It's a must-read for any fan of the movie. So, should you see Nausicaa? If a fresh blend of science fiction and fantasy with truly intriguing characters, a charming aesthetic, and a nostalgic soundtrack seem attractive to you, you might want to visit Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. If you're looking for something more friendly to young children, or prefer your films to spend more time hitting plot points than world building, you may not get much out of Nausicaa. By way of second opinions, Rotten Tomatoes gives it 87% out of 100, and IMDb gives it 8.1 stars out of 10.